Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome everyone in today's class from the second to the fifth elementary grade. Our textbook is Weekend 2 and today inshallah we will cover Unit 4 from here to there, words in action on pages 30 and 31. This lesson will be presented by me, teacher Mazana Harbi, and the sign language by Mr. Fawaz Al-Agil. So let's begin. Before we start, let's make a quick revision on our last lesson. In our last lesson, we did listen to a very interesting chant. Where we did in this chant, we listen and we learn about traffic light. And how we do this? By listening to the chant and by looking at the color of this traffic. And when we looked at the color of this traffic, then we got to know what should we do when we see this color. So let's make a quick reminder, quick revision, and listen to this chant again. So have a look at this slide. Here we're going to listen again to this chant and we're going to do exactly the actions as we are listening to them. Number 1, chant and do the actions. When you see a red light, red light, red light. When you see a red light, stop, stop, stop. When you see a red light, red light, red light. When you see a red light, stop, stop, stop. So this is the first thing we do when we see a red light. And that thing is to stop, stop, and stop. Now, let's remind ourselves of the second part of this chant. When you see a yellow light, yellow light, yellow light. When you see a yellow light, wait, wait, wait. When you see a yellow light, yellow light, yellow light. When you see a yellow light, wait, wait, wait. And that was the second thing we do when we see this color. Now, what will we do when we see the green light? Let's read and find out. When you see a green light, green light, green light. When you see a green light, go, go, go. When you see a green light, green light, green light. When you see a green light, go, go, go. Very well. So we learned this chant, and not only by chanting, but also by doing the actions of this chant. Where when we see the red light, we should stop, and when we see the yellow light, we should wait, and when we see the green light, we should go. Now, also, the second part we did is that we listened and say and number those words, where we said that sometimes when we have these two letters, we pronounce them as sh. When we have S and H means sh, shib. S and H means sh, shib. Also, C and H says ch, chib. C and H says ch, chib. And also S and L says slip. S and L said slip. And also we did match these first or these combinations with the other words. For example, for the first one we said this is a ship. And this is also a sheep. And this is chip. And this is a cheese. And here is also slip. And this is sleep. So we learned that these two letters, we can use them in more than one word. And after this, we try to do, or we try to listen to the traffic signal game, where I ask that you try to gather around with your classmates or with your friends and listen to the leader of this group and say what to do. For example, when you or the leader of the group of people around you, when they are gathered and when the leader says, when you see a red light, red light, red light, then the other group will say, what exactly should they do when they see this light? Also, when the leader can say other color, can change, for example, the color by saying, when you see a yellow light or when you see a green light. So after you listen to the color, now all of the members or all the players who are in this game will say what to do. Should they stop? Should they wait? Or should they go? So you will hear voices say, stop, 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 because the leader said the red color or the red light. So let's get to know our objectives in today's lesson. In today's lesson, we hope that you will be able at the end of this lesson to respond to a sentence prompt using a or an, and also to use imperatives correctly, to give instructions, and also to talk about the different modes of transportation. So this is what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about vehicles or different means of transportation. We're going to talk about how to use a or an. So I would like you please to open your books on page 30. I would like you please to open your books on page 30. Now, on page 30, what we're going to do is we're going to listen to the words, we're going to point, and we're going to repeat again. So what we're going to do here we're going to show different means, different modes of transportation. And whenever we see one, all what we have to do is see this phrase, watch out, it's, and we use a if it starts with certain letters, and we use an if it starts with one of 5 letters. And these 5 letters are the A, U, E, and O, and also A. So all of these letters are the letters that when we see them, we should use an. Now, let's start and practice for the first one, and after this, we can do together the same for the others. So, watch out, it's a truck. It's a truck. Now, on your books, point out to this picture and say with me, watch out, it's a truck. A truck. So this is the first means of transportation. Let's listen for the second one. The second one is, watch out, it's a bus. It's a bus. Now, look for this picture on your books and point at it and say with me, watch out, it's a bus. It's a bus. And the other picture is, watch out, it's a train. It's a train. Now point out at this picture on your books and say with me, watch out, it's a train. It's a train. Very well. Now, number 4, watch out, it's a motorbike. It's a motorbike. Now, point out at this picture and say with me, Watch out, it's a motorbike. It's a motorbike. Motorbike. Very well. Moving on to the following picture. Watch out, it's a car. It's a car. Point out at this picture and say with me. Watch out, it's a car. It's a car. Very well. Now, the other one. Watch out, it's a bicycle. It's a bicycle. Now, let's together point at it and say it again. Watch out, it's a bicycle. It's a bicycle. Bicycle. Very good. Now, for the other one, watch out, it's a taxi. It's a taxi. Can you see a similar picture to this? Then point at it and say with me. Watch out, it's a taxi. It's a taxi. Very well. Now next. Watch out, it's a police car. It's a police car. Now, let's point at it and say it again. Watch out, it's a police car. It's a police car. And the final mode of transportation we can see here is this one. Watch out, it's an ambulance. It's an ambulance. Now, point at this one and say it with me. Watch out, it's an ambulance. An ambulance. Ambulance. Very good. So now we got to know 9 different types of cars. Some of them is like an ambulance, a police car, a train, a motorbike. So after knowing these different vehicles or different transportation means, now what should we do with all of these words? We should practice it together in pairs. So ask your classmate or ask one of your family member to have a look at these words and practice it together. And know when to add the article a and when to add the article an. As we can see, as we practiced, we use the article an with words that starts with a, like an ambulance. And we use the article a with words that starts with other letters like a train or a bus or a police car. Now, let us move on to the other page on page 31. So I'd like you please to turn your books on page 31. And now, what we're going to do is that we're going to take a trip. So what I would like you to do now is that to listen to me, and I would like you to use your fingers to trace the places that you are listening to. And once you do this, and after we finish covering all these pictures, I would like you to answer a very important question, which is, where are you now? So let's start. Let's start by listening to me while reading about each picture, and at the end, I would like you to tell me, where are you now? So let's begin. Take a bicycle to the taxi stand. So this is the first step of our trip. Take a bicycle to the taxi stand. Now the second step is take a taxi to the hospital. Take a taxi to the hospital and walk to the school. Walk to the school. And take a school bus to the train station. Take a school bus to the train station. And take a train to the airport. Take a train to the airport. And take an airplane to the space station. Take an airplane to the space station. So, how many means of transportation did we use here? Here we talk about a taxi, we talk about a school bus, we talk about walking, we talk about a car, also we talk about a bicycle, and we talk about an airplane. So all of these are modes of transportation that we use when we go to different places. Now, are you excited to listen to the first step of our trip? So, after taking an airplane to the space station, take a rocket to the moon. This is the last step of our trip. Take a rocket to the moon. And answer me now, where are you? After finishing this trip, imagine where do you or where will you be? Isn't this exciting? So what's important here is that we learned the different types of transportation by cars and a police car, a school bus, a train, a bicycle, an airplane. All of these are types or modes of transportation. It is important that at the end we can name at least 3 vehicles. Vehicles like car, motorbike, train, all of these we call them vehicles. And to tell someone 2 sentences like take a bus or take a taxi. Now we have reached the end of our lesson. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.